Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered why some people sound so natural in English while others still hesitate and translate every word in their heads? What if I told you there's a simple way to make English feel like your second nature? Welcome to English Unlocked. I'm Peter, and today we're going to discover how you can turn English into a daily habit, something you live, not just study. In this video, you'll learn 3 powerful ways to think directly in English, speak more fluently without translating, and enjoy every step of your learning journey with real examples you can start using today. So, are you ready to unlock your English and make it part of your everyday life? If you enjoy lessons like this, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. That way, you'll never miss the next practical tip and inspiring story waiting for you here on English Unlocked. When I started learning English, I felt lost. Everything sounded so fast, and I could not understand even simple words. But one thing really helped me: listening every single day. I did not study grammar at first. I just listened to short stories and simple conversations. Sometimes I did not understand much, but I kept going. After some time, I started to understand more and more. It felt like magic. Listening helped my ears get used to English sounds. I began to hear how people really talk. The rhythm, the tone, the pauses. It was not like reading from a book. It was real and alive. Every morning, I listened while I made breakfast. At night, I listened again before sleeping. Slowly, English became part of my day, like brushing my teeth or drinking water. If you want to speak well, you must first listen a lot. You don't need to understand every word. Just listen with your heart. Your brain will start to connect the sounds and meanings little by little. I remember the first time I understood a full sentence from a podcast. I smiled so big. It was a small victory, but it made me believe I could do more. So my friend, start today. Listen to English every day. Stories, songs, or short talks. Do it again and again. You will be surprised at how much your mind learns without you even knowing. After I spent some time listening every day, I knew it was time to speak. At first, I was scared. I thought, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh at me? But then I told myself, it's okay. I am learning. Mistakes mean I am growing. So, I started small. Every morning, I talked to myself in English. I said simple things like, I am making coffee, or, today is sunny. It felt funny at first, but it helped me a lot. My mouth started to move more easily. Then I began to read short books with pictures. I chose easy stories, like children's books. When I saw new words, I tried to guess the meaning from the picture. Sometimes I wrote them down and made small notes. I also started writing a short diary in English. Just 2 or 3 sentences a day. About my life, my work, my feelings. When I looked back after a month, I was surprised. My writing was better, and my sentences were longer. It made me feel proud. Speaking every day, reading simple things, and writing small notes. These became my habits. They were not big steps, but they were strong steps. And day by day, I felt more confident to use English in real life. So if you are afraid to speak, don't wait. Start now, even with small words. Speak to yourself, read aloud, write your thoughts. You will see, English will slowly become your friend. After I started speaking and writing a little every day, I wanted to make my English feel more real. So I began to learn through movies and videos. It was fun. I watched short clips, cartoons, and simple shows with English subtitles. At first, I didn't understand everything. But I listened again and again. I tried to repeat what the people said. Sometimes I paused the video and said the lines out loud. It helped my pronunciation and rhythm sound more natural. I also joined small online groups where people practice speaking. We talked about daily life, food, hobbies, family. Everyone made mistakes, but nobody laughed. We all wanted to learn, and that made it easy to relax and enjoy. I remember one time a friend from another country corrected my sentence gently. I said, "He go to work," and she said, "He goes to work." I smiled and thanked her. That small correction helped me remember forever. Learning with others made English feel alive. It was no longer just words from a book. It became a real way to connect with people. And when I watched movies or talked online, I started to think in English, not in my language. So if you can, try watching simple videos or join a small chat group. Listen, repeat, talk, and laugh. You will see, English will start to live inside you. After watching movies and talking with people, I started to use more tools to help my learning. One of my best friends was the dictionary. I used it every day. When I saw a new word, I looked it up and listened to how it sounded. Then I made 1 or 2 short sentences with that word. It helped me remember better. Sometimes I played small games with words. I wrote words on small cards and tried to remember them later. It was like a fun challenge for my brain. Learning did not feel hard anymore. It felt like playing. Then I tried to think in English. At first, it was strange. My mind wanted to translate into my language. But slowly, I started to say simple things in my head, like, "I'm hungry," or, "That is a nice color." Step by step, my thoughts became English thoughts. I also made small goals for myself. For example, I learned 5 new words each day and read 1 short story each week. Every Sunday, I reviewed all the words I had learned. This small habit helped me move forward without feeling tired. Using these tools and ideas gave me more control over my learning. I was not just waiting to understand, I was building my English every day. And that feeling, seeing myself grow little by little, made me very happy. After I learned to use tools and make small goals, I understood something very important: attitude matters. Learning English is not only about words and grammar. It's about how you feel while learning. In the past, I often felt tired and worried. I thought, "Why can't I speak well yet?" But then I changed my thinking. I told myself, "It's okay. I'm still learning." When I started to smile and enjoy the process, everything became easier. I tried to make English part of my life. I changed my phone to English. I listened to English songs while walking. I watched funny videos instead of long lessons. It made learning fun, not boring. Every mistake became a small teacher for me. If I said something wrong, I laughed and tried again. I didn't let fear stop me anymore. And slowly, my confidence grew. One thing I learned in these 10 years is this: when your heart is happy, your brain learns faster. So, don't be too serious. Enjoy every small step. Be proud of each new word you learn. Learning English is not a race. It is a journey, a beautiful one. If you keep a positive heart and enjoy the way, English will come to you naturally, like a good friend walking beside you. After I learned to enjoy the journey, I understood that real progress comes from doing small things again and again. Repetition is the key. When I learned a new word, I didn't just read it once. I said it many times, I wrote it, and I used it in a sentence. At first, it felt boring, but soon I noticed the words started to stay in my mind. I remember one day I used a new phrase while talking to a friend, and it came out naturally. I didn't even have to think. That moment felt amazing. It showed me that practice really works. I also started to use new words in daily life. If I learned the word beautiful, I said things like, "What a beautiful sky." Using English in real situations made me remember faster. Sometimes I wrote short notes or a small journal in English. Just 2 or 3 sentences about my day. Later, when I read them again, I could see my mistakes, and that helped me improve. I learned that learning English is not about speed. It's about being consistent. Even if you study only 10 minutes a day, it still matters. Every small effort builds your English step by step. So don't worry if you are moving slowly. Keep repeating, keep using what you learn. One day you'll look back and realize how far you have come, and you'll feel proud of every step. After practicing every day and repeating many times, I learned something else that changed my journey. I did not have to learn alone. Learning with others made everything easier and more fun. In the beginning, I was shy. I didn't want people to hear my mistakes. But one day, I joined a small English group online. Everyone was learning just like me. We talked about simple things, our jobs, food, family, dreams. And you know what? It felt so good to speak and be understood. Sometimes I asked questions when I didn't understand, and my friends helped me. Other times I helped them too. We learned together, and that gave me more confidence. But I also learned it's important to rest. When I studied too much, I felt tired and lost focus. So I started to take short breaks. I listened to music, took a walk, or just relaxed. After that, my mind felt fresh again. Another thing that helped was recording my voice. At first, I didn't like hearing myself. But later, I noticed small changes. My pronunciation got better. My speaking became smoother. It made me proud of my progress. So remember, don't study in silence all the time. Find people to talk with, ask questions, take breaks when needed, and listen to your own voice. Learning English is not a race, it's a shared journey, and you don't have to walk it alone. After learning with friends and taking small breaks, I started to make my learning more creative and organized. I wanted English to stay in my life every day, not just sometimes. So I found new ways to make it fun. One day, I started drawing small pictures to remember new words. For example, when I learned the word apple, I drew a small apple beside it. It made learning easier and more colorful. Sometimes I even wrote short poems or funny sentences with the new words. It made me laugh and I remembered better. I also began to organize my notes. I used a small notebook to write new words, phrases, and short examples. Every week, I reviewed them and marked the words I already knew. Seeing my progress on paper gave me motivation to keep going. To stay consistent, I made a small plan. I studied at the same time every day, even if it was just 10 minutes. Some days I was busy, but I told myself, a little English is better than none. This habit helped me keep my focus strong. I also loved using flashcards. I wrote the English word on one side and the meaning on the other. While waiting for the bus or having a coffee, I reviewed them quickly. It was simple but powerful. Being creative and organized made English part of my lifestyle. It wasn't just a subject anymore. It became a fun daily habit, something I truly enjoyed doing every single day. Now, after many years of learning English, I can say one thing. It never really ends. Learning English is not just about grammar or words. It is about growing, step by step, every day. Sometimes I still make mistakes. Sometimes I forget words or say something funny. But now I don't feel bad about it. Because mistakes mean I am learning. And learning means I am moving forward. I remember my first days. I could only say, hello, thank you, and how are you? Now I can talk, read, and share my story with you. It took time, yes, but every small step was worth it. If you are learning English now, don't give up. Don't think you are bad at it. You just need time, practice, and heart. Make English part of your life. Listen, speak, and smile with it. One day, you will look back and think, wow, I did it. And you will feel proud just like I do now. So keep going. Keep learning. Because your English journey is not just about the language. It's about becoming a stronger, braver version of yourself. After I became more organized and made English part of my daily life, I started to feel more confident. I was not afraid of English anymore. But I knew one more thing was very important: practice with real people. So I joined an online group where people talked in English. At first, I was shy. I made many mistakes and sometimes forgot words. But everyone was kind and patient. They said, "Don't worry, just keep speaking." That really helped me feel brave. I also tried to use English in real life. When I met tourists, I smiled and said simple things like, "Hello, how are you?" or "Where are you from?" Sometimes they answered fast, and I didn't understand everything. But I learned to listen for key words and guess the meaning. Step by step, I got better. I even started to write short comments in English on YouTube videos or online posts. It was scary at first, but later it became fun. Each small action gave me more confidence. Practice made English real for me. It was no longer just something in books. It became a tool to connect with people. And that feeling was amazing. When you use English to talk, to write, to share, you start to feel alive in the language. That's when learning truly begins. Before we finish, let me share 2 simple tips with you. First, speak English every day, even small words, even to yourself. Second, listen a lot, songs, podcasts, or short videos. Your ears will learn before your brain does. If you enjoyed this story and want more English learning tips, don't forget to follow and subscribe. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Keep learning, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next episode.